is better. Good morning, YouTube. How are you? I was a bit delayed today. Let me get signed in on my own thing here. I was definitely delayed today. I had to do a little bit more than normal. So, okay. So, I am going to read from, there's so many chapters here that makes sense to read. Okay, I'm gonna read Job chapter 10. It's called God's Superiority. It says, "My soul is weary of my life. My soul is weary of my life. My spiritual self is weary of my life. I will leave my complaint upon myself. I will speak in the bitterness of my soul. I will say unto God, do not condemn me. Show me wherefore thou contendest with me. Show me why you're fighting with me. Is it good unto thee that thou shouldest oppress, that thou shouldest despise the work of thine hands, and shine upon the counsel of the wicked?" He's basically saying, God, is it good that you should oppress me and despise the work that I'm doing and shine on my enemies instead? Hast thou eyes of flesh, or seest thou as man seeth? Do you see things as men see? Are thy days as the days of man? Are thy years as man's days? That thou inquirest after mine iniquity and searchest after my sin? Thou knowest that I am not wicked, and there is none that can deliver out of thine hand. Thine hands have made me and fashioned me together round about, yet thou dost destroy me. Remember, I beseech thee, that thou hast made me as the clay, and wilt thou bring me into dust again? Hast thou not poured me out as milk, and curdled me like cheese? Thou hast clothed me with skin and flesh, and hast fenced me with bones and sinews. I don't know what that means. Oh, well, might as well look it up. It's a good day to learn something new. So, sinews definition. The definition of sinew is a piece of tough, fibrous tissue uniting muscle to bone, or bone to bone, or tendon or ligament. The sinews in her neck, the parts of a structure, system, or thing that give it strength or bind it together. The sinews of government. See, we learn new words. It's a new word. I'm going to keep this one. Sinew. Where is it? Let me read it again. Thou hast clothed me with skin and flesh, and hast fenced me with bones and sinews. Thou hast granted me life and favor, and thou visitation have preserveth my spirit. And these things hast thou hid in thine heart. I know that this is with thee. If I sin, then thou markest me, and thou wilt not acquit me from my iniquity. If I be wicked, woe unto me, and if I be righteous, yet will I not lift up my head. I am full of confusion, therefore see thou mine affliction. I am full of confusion. Therefore, see thou mine affliction. For it increaseth. Thou huntest me as a fierce lion, and again thou shewest thyself marvelous upon me. Thou renewest thy witnesses against me, and increaseth thine indignation upon me. Charges and war are against me. Changes and war are against me. Wherefore then hast thou brought me forth out of the womb? Oh, that I had given up the ghost, and no eye had seen me. I should have been as though I had not been. I should have been carried from the womb to the grave. Are not my days few? Cease then, and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little, before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. A land of darkness, as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death, without any order, and where the light is as darkness. The title of this one is, they have like passages at the top, or like a little phrase that says what it's about, and it says Job's anguished soul. And basically in these 22 verses, Job is essentially, he's asking God, why are you doing this to me? Why are you persecuting me like this? Some of the things that he said, I feel personally, because I've said those things myself. I didn't think God was doing it, but I definitely felt that way, that there was, it's not that I felt, war was against me, and it was a everyday, all day long, all night long, 24-hour a day war against me. And Job is basically regretting his life to the point he's saying that they should have carried him out of the womb and just sent him back immediately, carried him straight to the grave. And he's an older man, and he's saying, are not my days few? Stop then, leave me alone, that I may take comfort a little bit, before I go to where I can't return from, even the land of darkness and the shadow of death. The land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death, without any order, no law, no rule, and where the light is as darkness. He said, thou huntest me as a fierce lion, and again thou showest thyself marvelous upon me. When you are being gang stalked, you're definitely being hunted, but not quite. Like, there are people who definitely roll over and they let it happen, but I don't know how many actually have the strength to stand up, run, block. It definitely feels like you are being hunted down. At least in the beginning, it's an energy that you know God has allowed in your life. And you know that God's allowed it because you know that God can do anything. Like for me, I know that God could stop this at any time. God can freeze time, freeze people in time, bury people in problems to the point that they forget about me. God can stop it, but God wants me to see things. There have been times where I may have had like protective bracelets on my hands, and I take them off and I witness how an attack happens, how a spiritual attack happens, and I also witness what I have to do in order to block it or to deal with it or to manage it. And it also makes me understand what other people have gone through and what they are going through. There are times where God is the one that tells me to go somewhere. I'm not saying I get there and God protects me. God puts me there. God says, go over here. And how does God say that without words? That's interesting. Your spirit wants to go somewhere and your brain's like, I don't have to go here. Your spirit wants to go and buy ice cream and you don't eat ice cream. You don't like sweet things. And the whole drive there, you're like, I'm not gonna want this. And your brain's like, you never know. You might like it today. Maybe they have something new and you're like, no, I've tried this my whole life. I'm not gonna like it. And you get there and you don't like it. You throw it away. You spend $7 on one ice cream, you throw it away. But that's where you see something. That's where you see an attack. That's where somebody tries something because they assume that you are going to be there, and then you show up there. I find myself constantly, I used to ask myself when I was younger, why do I constantly find myself in situations that I just should not be in? Like, this is not something that I would normally be a part of. What is going on here? And I definitely know it's because God wants me to see things, and sometimes it's just to see people and meet people. People that there is no other way that I would have met. The people here are people that I would not have met in a million years. I would never have come into contact with these people with the way I was living. Very quiet, very to myself, purposely to myself, purposely avoiding getting too close to people who are not like me or who don't share my values. So very sheltered. Um, so as I was talking yesterday, while I was talking, see, this whole time, they've been trying to convince me that there is some woman somewhere, some wife, and this is an ex-wife that's doing all of this. But in my heart, I know it's not an ex-wife. I know it's a man. It's a man behind all of this. It's not a woman. It's a man, a businessman. This is business related, whatever is happening here. It's business related. And yesterday as I was talking, he was watching me, and he interrupted and he said, "What is her angle? Or what is she trying to do? Or what is she trying to accomplish?" Something, I can't remember the exact words. And I recognized that tone, that I've heard that tone before. Maybe it's a Brazilian thing. Maybe all Brazilians like talk like this when they're annoyed. There's a little bit of, there's distrust. That's when they don't trust you. They think you're a liar. There's a little bit of disgust in that tone. And they're hearing you, but they're not listening. They don't believe what you're saying. So in the middle of me asking that the practitioner not be, that they don't take the life of the practitioner, I remember he was sitting like this, listening, and then he goes, "What is she trying to accomplish? Or what is her angle?" Or something like that. I feel like it was like, maybe what it means is, what is her angle? Maybe that's what it means, is what is her angle. First of all, I didn't know that he could speak English, or you could speak English, because you're gonna be watching this. I didn't know you could speak English. I thought you only spoke Brazilian or Portuguese, sorry. Well, it's the same thing. Brazilian Portuguese is different. I thought you only spoke, I didn't know you spoke English. So I assumed you didn't. So I don't need to translate the captions anymore. I know that much. But at least you know what I'm talking directly to you is when I translate the captions. And good to meet you finally, because I know that you have purposely been hiding behind the practitioners and other people, and they've gone ahead and painted this picture like it's not a man, it's a woman, it's someone's ex-wife. And you know, this is the thing. My issue has never been with anybody in Brazil, because I haven't believed the story ever anyway. And not just that my issues with no one in Brazil, but I thought to myself, if someone has an ex-wife that is upset here, then that means someone was cheating on their loving relationship. And so these people have things that they have to talk about that don't involve me. And so if it is an ex-wife, then how do I get mad at someone who's upset because their relationship, they feel like I got in the way of a relationship? But really, I also think to myself, what kind of relationship do you have if it's disrespected like this? But I never believed that there's any kind of ex-wife situation. I just never believed it. I don't believe it because it's very clear that this is a business transaction. You can't do both. An ex-wife is not going to do both. This is a business thing. So this is very obvious. You look younger than I thought. I thought you were in like your 60s or 70s, and I don't know, you look a bit younger than that. You have more vitality than a 70-year-old. Slender man, salt and pepper haircut. I don't know, the haircut looks fresh. White button-up shirt rolled up at the elbows, the sleeves. And you think that I have an angle, so I want to explain myself authentically, honestly, so that you can get some clarity, because you have a lot of confusion happening because you're not here on the ground to see what's going on or to understand what's going on here. And I would be confused too if I were you. In fact, I'm not going to tell you that I'm not a little bit confused about the situation where it's happened here. I'm not going to pretend that I am 100% aware of what's going on. So first of all, let's start from the beginning. Maybe not you directly, but you guys have been approaching me particularly for a long time. Since I came into your vision when I first opened my business, since I was friends with that girl, I don't know if you know this of who this girl is or not, because I don't know if you know how they use people in this city. So I don't know if you know who these people are. They've been approaching me for some time. It's ended the same way every time. I stop talking to them and I walk away. Usually what happens is these people get upset at me. They start slandering me in the city, making everybody hate me, or at least they try. And I faced it for every year I've been in business. You guys got my last business page, maybe not you, but the people here. My first business page, they got it deleted. They reported it until Instagram deleted it. So that's how I have the business page I have now. I had to come back. They got rid of me for 2 years because that's the way. If you refuse, they want to destroy your business or give you a blow. And God allowed it at the time. It wasn't the right time for me. So for 2 years, I sat back and I grew very slowly. And as soon as I opened the new location, they started on me again, started stealing my things. They were lashing out when I said I was by appointment only, so people couldn't come in and steal everything in there. There's been a hatred of me for a long time by an energy that I do not know. So I have gone through this with you and your people for a while. It's been at least 10 years of this, at least 10 years of hidden sabotages, harassments, poking, and all that. And it's become more and more of a problem. And there's been more and more Brazilians that have entered my life over time as things have happened. So we find ourselves here where finally you decide that I should not live on earth anymore because you feel that you can decide that of people. And unfortunately, or fortunately for me, you know, my parents are not in agreement with that. You know, God is not in agreement with that. The gods are not in agreement with that. Even if I myself tried and said, I'm tired of how I'm living and I would like to find a new way, and I would just want to just go with what these people are thinking to make life easier. they would not allow that, because that is not my life purpose. So I just want to tell you directly that none of us can oppose God, and that I cannot decide for myself a future that God does not approve, because my life is in God's hands. There have been things that I have tried to do, ways I have tried to go, and God blocks it. If I try to do anything, let's say I tried to open a business in the city and stay in the city, like I tried to say I'm gonna go get a job, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that, God will block it. Like, we're not talking, some people, God blocks big things. I'm saying God blocks me little ways, small ways. I could make something to eat that I shouldn't be eating, it will fall. The whole bowl will fall to the ground. I will not be able, like, my life is in God's hands. And some people, it's not obvious, but in my case, I am in a very, very tight walk. I'm narrow path. I can't move out of this. They're very serious. So I just want to put that out there for you first. This is a situation that is very close to God. Like, they are here. They are close. There's things I'm gonna say that maybe you believe, maybe you don't believe, but the truth is the truth. And there's things I'm gonna say people understand, people don't understand. It's not my job to make anyone understand. It's just my job to say it. So I hope that people just at least consider what I am saying. Everybody here is going the wrong way very fast. There's been a lifestyle that people here are living that has to be stopped, because it's going the wrong way. It's going in the wrong direction. And every day, every year, it gets worse and worse. So as this situation started, and I started to be attacked from the very beginning, from the first spell, from the first work, spiritual work that was done, from the first one, the practitioner already started to lose. He started to experience the same things in his life he was doing to me. And it doesn't necessarily hit the person who does the work, but it hits the family, because it doesn't work here. So, for example, I gave this example before. They tried to get my store shut down. Either they wanted, I think they might have wanted me to lose my business page so that the store fails, so I can't advertise, or they must have wanted me to lose the store. And it did not hit the practitioner right then. It hit somebody else who has stores. They lost their business page. They kept losing store after store after store. Every couple of months, they had a new store. They got tangled up in contracts that were very expensive. They know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention the name of it, but they know. They might try to send me a yeast infection. It hits somebody else. That person will have an odor. That person will not be able to get rid of it. And that person will ask me if I have it, because they're wondering why they have it, why it didn't hit them. These people have known from day one what's going on here. They've known that nothing they send can work. And they've had no choice but to continue doing it, because they're scared. Because they are afraid for their life. And the way that they approached me in the beginning was almost like to warn me. And it was like, you know what, their attitude was like, you know what, you're gonna learn on your own. You're gonna learn by yourself. Why? If this was supposed to work, it would have already worked. It doesn't take this long, trust me. Well, you know that. It doesn't take that long for things like this to work. I don't know if anybody has been brave enough to communicate to you guys that this cannot work. I don't know, but it cannot work. It's been proven. So these people have continued to send work over and over and over. They've continued to send work over here that it hits only them. But it doesn't just hit them, it hits everybody over there. Who knows who it's gonna land on? Who it's like being around stray bullets. Who knows who's gonna catch the bullet? And they were just walking their dog outside. Who knows if it's strategic or who knows if it's just random? I don't know. But they know, they know, they know that it's not me. They know that because they've said to me straight up, how comes everything that's supposed to happen to you is happening to me? Everything that's supposed to happen to you is happening to me. Those are the words. December, maybe 27th of 2022. 27th? When is this guy's birthday? His birthday's in December. I would say it's about the 27th, 28th, 29th, something like around December. End of December in 2022, he said, everything that's supposed to happen to me is happen to you is happening to me. So they know that it's not me sending work. They know that it's their work returning. They know that. This is all occurring by their own hand. They are doing it, but they don't have a choice to stop because they are afraid for their life. They've run off in different directions. They are in a panic. And even still, I can tell you, when people are working under pressure, they don't produce good work either way. A little bit of pressure wherein they're afraid is bad enough. But pressure when you're afraid of your life, it is constant anxiety. You can't think straight. It's not just you're working under spell work. Backfired spell work is different from normal spell work. Normal spell work you can cleanse. Backfired spell work, you must endure. You must finish the energy. You must go through it. You cannot avoid it. It comes back to you. You know when people say, I recall my energy back to myself, dark spiritualists cannot recall energy back to themselves because all their energy is horrible. Their energy has been returned to them. That's why they're suffering their own afflictions. They're suffering their own work. So you have people here that are doing work in stress, that are doing work under spiritual attack by the same demons that they work with. They're possessed by those things. They're doing work in panic. Panic is where you cry all day. Panic is where every little thing sets you off. They're exhausted in spirit and in flesh. They're tired. You can feel the energy is exhausted. If you're exhausted in your spirit, you can take in your body, you can sleep, you can rest. And you're exhausted in spirit. This is an exhaustion that takes a long time to heal from. This is not something sleep can fix. It takes a long, long, long time. Now, it would be in my best interest if you guys got rid of these people because they serve a problem in my life. It would be easier for me. I wouldn't have to endure this anymore. But that is a selfish way of looking at things. That is when I only focus on myself. That creates a bigger problem. And let me tell you, to back it up, I did pray for this day to come. I did cry for this day to come, the day where these people would no longer exist. I cried for it, and they didn't do it for me, so they're not going to let anybody do it. If the practitioner I'm talking about, the main one, I'm not talking about the other ones, I'm talking about the main one. The main one, he cannot go in this energy. I don't know about forever. I'm not saying don't take your eyes off of him. I'm not saying don't ever not know wherever he is, what he's doing, don't watch him. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he cannot go. His life cannot be taken in this energy. He must heal first. That is not just, actually, none of that really personally benefits me at all, to be honest with you, because I'm no longer connected to him spiritually. Spiritually, I was connected to this energy. Spiritually, it means that we both can feel each other's feelings. You get very accurate readings on people when they're connected to you. Also, you get a direct pipeline into their life, so you know what's going on. Beyond anybody else, you know what's going on in their life. You can see things. I was connected, but I am not anymore, so it doesn't benefit me one way or the other personally if he's still here. It's not personal for me, it's what I have to say. And it's very shocking because this happened very quickly. One day, I was laying around and I thought, this is gonna end like this. And then the next day, I have to come here and tell people that he shouldn't leave. And this is a message I know that I was not gonna be able to give until I healed. I don't think I'm fully healed. I don't think so. I don't think I want to think I forgive, but it's very vulnerable right now. It's a vulnerable forgiveness. I want to do it, but he tests my patience all the time. He does. He tests my patience. He provokes me all the time. Him and that energy that he carries, they provoke me. So even yesterday, I come on here and I ask for this person's life. And even yesterday, this person is still doing things towards me. Why on earth do you think I have an angle here? I don't have an angle. I'm just not allowed to promote that. I'm not allowed to promote it. I am still working on finding peace because we all need to have peace here. Listen, I don't have the strength to pretend to you that I am perfect. I am still a human being. I don't have the strength to pretend that I like people that I don't like. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have it in me to make you guys think that I'm this wonderful person who loves all of humanity. Some of you people are hard to love or like. That's the truth. I wonder how God does it, and I wonder where God gets the patience from, because I would not have been able, if I were God, to deal with it like this. We're just human beings, easily stopped. We breathe air. They just cut the air from you. How long can you go without breathing? 3 minutes, you're out. They don't need to do this. This is grace and mercy. This is mercy that they talk to us and try to convince us instead of watching us ruin ourselves. This person, though, I am not um, attached to them is attached to you in your family spiritually. So when judgment falls, it doesn't fall on just a person, it falls on a house. It falls on all that concerns this person. You and your family concern this person spiritually. Spiritually, they are part of your family. When they take the oath, when they take the vow, when they make the promise, they enter into your spiritual house. If you have a ticking time bomb in your spiritual house, it will take down the whole house. If he goes, it takes down the whole house, because this is not an energy that you guys can manage. This is the best way to describe this is, if you have something that is very dangerous, like let's say you have a virus, you can't just put it in any container. There must be a special airtight container, medical grade. This is not a container you can buy at the regular store that can contain this, because it's dangerous if it comes out. This is the best case. This practitioner is the best case scenario to contain this energy, and it's bound to him by blood. It's bound to him by covenant. So it can't do what it wants to do while he is still alive, while he's walking around. It can't do what it wants to do. If he is not here, if he dies, it takes his soul either way. He shouldn't even die in this energy. I'm going to address him after. He should not even die in this energy. This needs to be cleansed off. He needs to be broken out of the spiritual energy he's in. He is not himself. He is cloaked permanently in someone else. And the energy sees that energy as my father. The energy sees his energy as my father. And this energy is going to latch on. It will never let go, because it has wanted to hold for a while. So he is trapped in this thing permanently. He must do the work to get out. This is already going to be very hard work. This work doesn't work. It's made more difficult when you guys are constantly putting pressure on this person. Now, I don't know if this person still wants to get this job done. I don't know if they think they could get the job done and move forward and life will go back. I don't know if they're still under this impression. These days are done. These days are done. This job cannot be done, because the job has a process, and the process cannot be replicated at all. Cannot catch somebody off guard, cannot cloak in their energy, cannot send work at them to destabilize them, cannot put any attachments on them, cannot corner them, cannot affect their money, cannot control them. The job cannot be done. You must accept that, even if you don't think because of God it cannot be done. How can you sneak up on someone whose eyes are wide open and can literally see you at your desk in your office with your sleeves rolled up, watching them, and can hear you? How can you make plans against people like that? It's the same way with this energy on him. He can also see as well, through the energy that he has. This energy, so I looked it up. There was this thing that came to me, and it is called Lucifer. It's a show on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix. But anyways, it's Lucifer. Go watch the trailer for Lucifer season 1. It's on the internet. It's 3 minutes long. Lucifer season 1, the official trailer. 3 minutes long. Go watch it. You watch it, here. I'll even show you guys. This will explain to you. better than I can tell you what's going on here. This energy here lands in LA. You see him at the car. He gets back to Earth for the first time. He's experiencing things. He's experiencing life over here, what it is like to sleep with women, to seduce people, to convince people, to make deals. And I'm gonna play it to a little bit. There gets a point where an angel approaches him. So there he is. He meets this person. This person did all these things. He doesn't take any accountability for what the person's doing. He's here in the scene telling her that she made the decision to do this. She gets shot. He does not die. Do you see how death does not come for him? He wakes up, not a scratch. She's gone. This is him right here. And the scene that I want is going to come back up in a bit. They're wondering, how comes this guy didn't die? Do you see how arrogant he is? Do you see how he looks like he's always playing with people's emotions? Okay, let's continue. There is a point here. Do you see this point? This angel shows up. Does this look like an angel to you? Hold on. Do you see how dark it looks? Do you see how aggressive it is? Does that look like an angel to you? Sometimes angels and demons are indistinguishable. They're hard to distinguish one from the other because we have this image of angels being like white with white wings and all of that. Angels are there to fight. And the things that they're there to fight, they are not they're not pleasant things. So you can't send something that is only in one energy. You need something that can fight. Do you see how that angel looks? Do you see what the wings look like? That's what angels look like. On top of that, he constantly says in this trailer, he's like, did my father send you? Did my father send you? Because he's paranoid, because he knows that he's not supposed to be there. And you notice how Lucifer calls God his father. In the Bible, they always talk about God being the maker of man, God creating man, and God creating angels. And they don't talk about God creating demons. They don't talk about God creating everything. Demons are those angels that decide that they don't have to listen, that they have enough of what it takes to fight God, that they understand enough that they can go on their own, that they want to be their own God. That is the left-hand path. That's the path that they choose to take. So since then, it has been constant fighting. It's always fighting between these two energies. Even in us as human beings, we have the capacity to have both good and bad. So we are not a good person or a bad person necessarily. We are both. We are not any one aspect of ourselves. We can choose which aspect we give more power. Which one are we going to feed more? This situation here is not about any one person personally. This is about the energy that the practitioner is carrying that needs to go back. It's not about me, it's not about you, it's not even about the practitioner necessarily. He's just a vessel. But he's a juicy vessel. He is a vessel that this energy likes. He's greedy and money hungry. He doesn't naturally care about other people. He sees other people as a ladder. He will say whatever he needs to say to get by and to get through. He's wounded and traumatized emotionally as a child, from a child. So when you have these things and more, this makes the vessel a very good place for an energy like this to be, because it can get its way very easily. They think alike. Sometimes you get a vessel that is like, it pairs very nicely, it pairs very perfectly, so much that they already almost operate the same way. Very obsessive, very nosy, loves other people's business, thinks they're better than other people. This is the two of them together, come together, make a very strong pair. They make a dynamic duo. They think the same. And he has qualities that are attractive to an energy that likes to fight. When there is an energy that likes to fight, it needs a vessel that can take a fight, that can take a being. An energy that is not going to back down of a situation, even when their mind is saying, this cannot be won. You can't win this. People that go down with their fight. Because in order to have these energies, you have to be strong. You have to get up after every defeat. If you're fighting for an eternity, you faced 1,000, 10,000, a million defeats. These things have always been defeated. They get up every time and try again. If this person were successful in overtaking me, they would feel far superior to you. Even without taking over me, they already feel superior to you. Because the energy knows you're a human being. Even if you have attachments to you, these are lower attachments. This energy already feels it can do your job better than you. I'm explaining to you what's going on. If this energy had succeeded in taking me over, it would have been a matter of time, not a matter of time, it would have been very quickly that it would take over for you. Because it's giving him the advice. When people get information, the information comes from somewhere. When people take these cards and they shuffle these cards, they read these cards, it's not by accident. If I take these cards and I put it in a child's hands, nothing might come out. But you put it in somebody's hands, it's the energy, something, a spirit is telling them the information. It's talking to them. Maybe not with words, maybe with feelings, maybe with emotions, maybe with symbols. Maybe it's just confirming, but an energy is giving the information. The energy, same energy that gives him information about everything else, is giving information about you, your organization, your weaknesses. This energy is not going to serve you. It's not going to bow down to you if it sees you as a human being. This energy would not eventually, they don't need to wait long because you don't have protection of God. These things only fear angels, gods of light, light beings. They don't fear even ancestors. They fight ancestors. So they don't, if they fight dead people, what do they care about a human being for? And they have you guys by the soul binding, because they're in the family already. What attack could you withstand if this thing decides it wants you to not wake up tomorrow? Because that's what he's there for. That's what he does. People don't wake up the next day. What could you do to stop that? Who would you pray to? Where is your help? Spiritual help. You're going to hire lower practitioners to deal with somebody that is strapped to this. When this thing promises money and power, it's not promising that it's gonna work for anyone else. It's saying you and I together, we can go and get this. We can get this. Just stay in the fight. Stick to the fight. Do it. We can get it. We're almost there. Don't worry. And it's not saying that's the same energy it will take to fight God. Everything after that is not even a fight. So if this is able to get rid of me who you guys want to get rid of, I'm standing in the way of this practitioner taking over everything that you've ever built. And you just cannot see it. That this is not like an entry level. Since he's gotten this thing on him, he doesn't necessarily need to do spell work anymore. He used to do spell work before. Not very high level stuff either, honestly. I'm just being honest with you. Like the other people you have, simple things. The big things, the people who do big work don't work in the same way as the people who do little work. People who do little work will work for the public. People who do this big work, like the heavy stuff, I'm not saying they don't work for the public either, but I'm saying the people who do the heaviest stuff, you know, you have to, other lower ranking practitioners have to go to those people for the big work. You don't just find these people on the streets. Since he has this energy, he doesn't have to do spell work anymore. His skills have increased. It's given him gifts. He's different now. He knows when you're mentioning his name. He knows when you're talking about him. He knows your plans. His energy, he can feel your energy, and it's easier. Their soul ties. He's not just tied just to souls in your family. He's also tied to so many other people. Every other person he's ever damaged, he's also tied to them. That's why how he can keep tabs on all of these people. I want you guys to understand something. And you do understand this, but I'm going to explain it anyway, because I think you guys think here that I don't know what I'm talking about or I'm making things up. If somebody does work on you and you know that they're doing work on you and they cannot get to you directly, they can go through your other soul ties. They can go through your spouse who you sleep with. They can go through your children. They get you through the other people. If they can attach to those people, if they can get those people have a direct pipeline into you. They can get into you that way. This is why people have to sacrifice. If they are to be free, they have to sacrifice everything in their past, because whatever it is that people have, well, whoever they have that has a tie to you, they're going to use that. It could be a baby that you have love for. The emotions, they create a connection, a cord. It doesn't have to be good emotions of love. It could also be hate. It could be anger. An emotion is an emotion that cords you to a person. It connects you. So they use whatever they have and they can get in through you. Energy does that. Judgment, being under God's judgment, works the same way. They can get through to you. They can enter into your life, take from you, destroy by just the connection. This is why I said you need to remove your hands from him to let the connection break. Otherwise, you're going to see the results of what he's going through in your life. Otherwise, you're going to see the results of his judgment in your life. You're already seeing it. Your people have been living it. The more you guys continue down this path, it means that the work is soaking in more. It's getting worse. Let me give you an example. If somebody sends you the energy to get a cold at 9 a.m., if you wait till 5 p.m. tonight, you will be so bad. Your body will be shaking, your energy will be gone. You will be suffering by 5 p.m. This is the same day, not even 12 hours later. You will be suffering from 9 a.m. by 5 p.m. because a spell work cold is not a real cold. Like a real cold needs time, takes 2 weeks to develop. That's the incubation period for the average cold. This is the 8 hours, 6 hours, 4 hours. It's every hour makes it harder and harder to clean. You guys have been 2 years now sitting in this thing and there's no cleansing possible. So at some point, you gotta want to free yourself from energy, because if it first started as sickness, it first started as maybe people don't want to work or disruption or whatever. I don't know what's happening over there. But however it starts, you're 2 years in on spell work, that's backfired. It's craziness. You're pointing the gun at yourself. It's soaking so bad that last year, was it last year? End of 2022, the ending of 2022, you see how bad it got. Then the whole of last year, it gets worse. Money is gonna be affected. People's, all kinds of things are gonna happen. Then you're gonna want revenge. Why do you want revenge when you keep taking your own gun and pointing it at yourself? You want revenge on the practitioners. You want revenge on me. You're looking at everybody else. Why is this happening? But you gotta put it down. Somebody has to say it to you. Everybody's afraid of you. Nobody wants to tell you, but they're thinking it and they're discussing it. Even if they're not discussing it because they're too afraid to say it to each other, they're all thinking it. Everybody here suffers because we're not dealing with flesh and blood, we're dealing with energy. If everybody is too afraid to tell you the truth, then who has to tell you the truth? Somebody has to say it. If they don't stop doing what they do, it's going to completely destroy everything you've worked for. And the energy that is on this guy, that's what it wants. It's telling him that it could give him more than what you have. And technically it can. It can give him your position. It could give him more than what you have. And it can give it to him in a different way than you have it. If you are ruthless, he would be worse. Very worse. Way worse. He has no empathy. That's what they operate as. That's how they are. That's how their energies are. They don't feel human compassion. They operate through these demonic energies. These energies operate through them. He is not in control of this energy anymore, which is what happens when you carry these things after a while. I have a video where I talk about the fusion. This is the energy. This is the human being. They come together in spiritual marriage. They stay like this. They stay like this. Then they become this. You cannot decide which one is which. It fuses. Then it becomes that this energy is walking on earth as a human being. He does not have control. If he had control over it and he had common sense that he could use, it's not that he doesn't have common sense, he knows. He wouldn't attack me on the same day that I come and I ask for him to stay alive. What logical person? Even if he hates me, he knows it would be in his best interest that somebody speak on his behalf. He's not in control of this. He is not in control of, he barely has a handle on it. Barely. He cannot stop himself. You don't know what it feels like. That's why you keep insisting this. But you don't want to know what it feels like. You just see the results, but you don't want to know what it feels like. And energy can do whatever it wants once it's inside. It can take your hand. It can do things. You're watching yourself be moved. And you ask the person, why are you doing this? And they're saying, I'm trying. I'm trying. Right now, They need to work on this guy to get this guy to heal himself. It is in your best interest. It is in his best interest that you guys are not connected to this energy by the soul, by a soul tie. By him connecting himself to it, everybody else that he's connected to it is in his energetic house. That's why your luck is not good anymore. That's why nothing is working out for you guys anymore. It is in your best interest to let God handle it from here. No matter what it is, you must remove your hand completely, or the bond doesn't start to break. No contact, no phone call, no email, no threats, no contact, no thinking about, no feeling. Heal the anger, heal the hatred. Listen, and this is another thing. I know that you guys blame this guy, and I don't blame you, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong. He lied to you the entire time. I told you that. I told you guys that he lied to you. I was the first one that told you they're lying to you. They had to make up stories to you because they're afraid of you. That's why they make up the stories. They're afraid. They're trying to do the job. They cannot do the job, and they're doing the job afraid. They don't want to do the job. Logically, should have been left alone. I would say maybe a couple months in. These people didn't really want to do this. They didn't really want to do this. If you do any sort of work, you know what's a backfire. These people saw these backfires early on. Early on. These things that afflict them, they still can't clean it till today. It's been like 3 years. 2 to 3 years of some of these things are still on them. It's worse every day. At this point, it cannot be cleaned. You can't clean something that's been on so long. It's an affliction. You got to clean these things early. You have to understand. This energy does not want to leave without what it was promised. A covenant with an energy, what it would prefer is to walk the earth as him. This is what it would prefer. But if it cannot have that, it wants his soul. And it's going to take all of you guys with it. What does that mean? You don't reincarnate here. Do you see how serious it is? You don't come back here. Listen, maybe you don't care because maybe you don't believe in it. I don't know. I can't tell. Because sometimes people pay for spell work, but they're not really spiritual. So I'm not really sure. But I can just say, if you guys don't let it go, things are going to come down really quickly. Even him, he should not try to commit suicide in this energy. He should stay alive in this and heal this. Now, every day that God tries to calm the situation down and bring peace, this energy creates more conflict with people. This energy, it's like it sends anger to me. I come on here, I want to fight with you guys. I don't even know you. I don't know you people. You guys keep trying to get to know me. I don't know you guys. I should have no reason to have an issue with anybody. This energy wants to fight all the time. It's not necessary, because peace is what's going to calm the situation down and save you. The point here is not for everybody to go down with this energy. It's to put the energy back and save people's souls. It's souls that they're worried about. It's not your business. It's not your money. Have you not been operating the longest time? Nobody has come and affected your money. It's not about you. God wants to save souls. You guys have to get out of this energy of anger, of rage. And I understand. I 100% I understand you lost a lot of money. You've lost a lot. It's been embarrassing. I get it. I understand all of that. You're not wrong. I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong. I'm just going to say, if you want to have a hope of a tomorrow, you got to get out of this energy. You got to forgive it. Forgiving or is it forgiveness? Sorry, forgiveness. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you like this person, you're gonna work with them again, you're gonna be brothers with them. It doesn't mean that. It just means the anger. You gotta release the anger. You have to release it, and just for the sake of the future, for the sake of making, you know, they say live another day, because in this energy you might feel satisfaction for a moment that you took him out, and then you're going to really see everything fall around you, because once it takes him, it's going to take everything around him that was attached to him, it's going to drag it down with it. This is something you don't have to take my word. You can go ask somebody else. What this person is saying, does it make sense? Now, this is like a recent thing that happened. I don't know when it happened. I don't know what's going on. You know, I was here fighting for my life, and I thought for sure God is on my side, and you know, when the moment comes, they're gonna get rid of this person and whatnot, and that is not what's happened here. It didn't happen like that. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why they are well, I know why they're protecting him, but my spirit keeps feeling like, why? When did this happen? How did this happen? Why did this happen? Even though I know why. I've had to release my anger, because if I don't release the anger, I don't allow there to be an opportunity to say the things that I'm supposed to say. I'm supposed to say. Honestly, when I pull myself back, not out of, what's the word? Not out of just even just following guidance of what I'm supposed to do, but honestly, it's not a good thing if this energy gets out there and starts like hopping around. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And I just want to remind you guys, there is no angle, but I don't blame you for not trusting people, because most times you're correct. Most times when you think you can't trust people, you really cannot trust them. I get it. Most times you've been right. They have been lying to you here. I know that you guys want more information even about me. You want to understand more things because you don't trust these people anymore, what they're saying. But I can tell you this much. This is not personal agenda that I say. This is a bad idea it's not a bad idea to continue. You just have no choice. Like me, I have no choice. I had to let it go. I prayed for this, and then now I gotta beg that it doesn't happen, because this is not the way God wants things to happen. And I really thought when I came here that I was going to be helping innocent people, and instead it's like I'm talking to the same people who've hurt me. I'm talking to gang stalkers. I'm talking to, you know, I'm not because I want to, but sometimes I would notice I'm reading a card. The crystal card that comes out is something to do with alcohol addiction, or to do with helping someone who's attacking me every day. And I'm like, what is this? What's going on? God needs everybody's attention here. Everybody's attention is needed, that we are all going the wrong way. Even me, even myself. God talks to me all the time. You gotta heal, you gotta release anger, you gotta let it go. And I'm thinking, but they robbed me, but they took this, but they took that, but they ruined my life, but they did this, but they did that. And God's like, nothing's ruined, relax. It's the same. If you keep going, you're gonna make a situation that's bad worse. Nothing's been ruined. Your life is not gonna be taken from you. You will have another tomorrow, but you gotta let that one go with this practitioner. Just let him do work that is already hard to do. If he has one good day, 5 hours good, this energy comes back and makes it worse. This energy is trying to convince him. People are trying to lie to him. There's an angle. They're trying to do something bad. We all gotta drop it. We all gotta let it go. We all have to let it go. None of us have a choice here. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I hope that you understand that, you know, Whether or not you guys are paying this guy to do this, he hates me. He thinks I'm the reason his life is destroyed, etc., etc. It doesn't matter. He's gonna still attack me. It doesn't matter. The energy doesn't like my energy. It's gonna still attack. But he has to go through the healing of not listening to this energy anymore, of overcoming it. And this is asking a lot of a person. This person has to first heal all their addictions. They have to stop the anger. They have to look at themselves and be accountable. This is a long job. It took me 6 months to forgive. Wait, no, 8 months. We're August 19th. And they've been pushing me no longer than that. They've been pushing me for this forgiveness thing by like November. The minute I sat down, I couldn't even breathe. They're already telling me forgive. How can I forgive? Somebody's still attacking me. How can I forgive? It's provoking someone every day. But I realize it's not necessarily this person provoking, because once this person gets a little relief, once they get a little relief, they sit down and they hear, okay, you know what? I gotta heal. Once they get a little relief, the energy starts provoking again. It starts convincing. It starts talking again, making more problems again. So this forgiveness thing is constant work. It's not just one day. It's a long time it takes. This is long work. This is not easy. So if we talk about October or November of last year till August, to get me here, to get me here, and I'm the victim. Imagine the person that is going through this, fighting on all sides, all sides. The least that they can do is not have to worry about their life, because it's going to make them act in ways that is going to regress the progress that God is trying to make with them. If God takes one step and then they see something happen, they get panicked, they get scared, they think they're going to die, they're going to start doing things, they're going to undo the first step. They're going to take themselves all the way back. You got to get them all the way back again. So there's no progress being made. It's a tug of war. They're literally, God and the devil are fighting for this man's soul. That's literally what it looks like. I went through mine as well. When God and the devil were fighting for my soul, you feel that energy. It's a tug of war. You don't know. Well, for me, I know which side I want to go, but he's been with this energy for a while, so he doesn't know which way to go. He doesn't know who to trust. He's in between. He's trying his best to figure it out. You gotta let a person have some time. I know you don't care about any of this stuff, but it will affect your whole family, because everybody's connected by soul. By soul. Part of your house astrologically is your business, is your money, it's your career. What is that? Fourth house? I can't remember. You interrupt that process, then you're really interrupting progress that God's trying to make. I don't know what will happen after he's cleansed. I don't know what God's position is on that. If there's plans for, I don't know. Why? Because this part is not my journey. I don't even know about my journey. I don't even know what God has for me for tomorrow. I wake up in a surprise every day. You think I saw this coming? But I just know that logically it makes sense. Logically it makes sense. So this is what I came here to talk about today. I can't make it too long today because I really came here because I realized that, justifiably so, you guys don't believe what I'm saying, and you think that I have some special angle here. I know that. Let me talk about how I went through forgiveness, because this is not easy. This is never going to be easy. So first of all, you start off because you feel someone's played games with you. You feel robbed. A lot of money has been lost on all sides. There's nobody here that didn't lose money. Trust me, it hurts. I don't think about it. If I start thinking about it, I'm gonna go backwards. It's an injustice. You gotta stop fighting. You have to try to focus on things that are gonna grow. Because even if you do the thing that you want to do now, it's not going to make you feel better. Trust me, it's not. I know that this person's suffering. It doesn't make me feel better. I don't sit at home feeling, I'm so happy they're suffering. I don't. Because my suffering is different than their suffering. So you have to deal with yours, thinking about your own situation. You have to try to get understanding. It's only through understanding that made my forgiveness possible. I went for a drive because my spirit kept pushing me to take a drive. My tank was low on gas. I didn't have a wallet. I only had my keys. All I was supposed to do was park my car. I only had my keys. I had no wallet to buy gas. I had nothing. I went for a drive. And this is where the understanding came that this is not even this person. This person's fighting. People are fighting with them energetically, spiritually, helping them. And after they've been subdued, they've been held back, the energy comes and fights by itself. So you start understanding it's the energy here that has the issue. It's the energy. Since that day, I haven't been the same because I gained understanding. Maybe perhaps I don't wish on you to gain the kind of understanding of what this person's going through, because this is a hard thing. To really understand it, you'd have to kind of feel how this thing, like, it's very strong. I felt it for months. It's very strong. It's a very strong energy. It lashes out. If this is how he lashes out energetically, imagine what it feels like in him to contain it. It's a very strong energy. It's strong. I'm not telling you what I'm thinking. I'm telling you what I know, what I have felt. It's gonna feel, forgiving feels like you're weak. It feels like you're stupid. It feels like you're letting people get away with murder. That's what it feels like in the beginning. When you don't have the understanding, you feel like this, so this person is gonna do all of this and they think they're gonna walk away. That's what it feels like, but that's not actually what it is. What the real forgiveness feels like, it feels like peace. Like, finally, I can walk away from this nonsense. That's what it feels like. That's what you're looking for, is just walking away from this nightmare, focusing back on your business or whatever it is that you guys do, because it's not my place. I'm not here to talk about that. That's not, Spirit's job is not to do police work. Spirit's job is to do spirit work. I hope it makes sense. Forgiving people definitely feels embarrassing in the public eye. For me, it's felt embarrassing because it's kind of felt like after someone did all of this horrible stuff, there's stuff that he's done that I don't know the details, but I know there's stuff that I don't know that would really make me fly into a rage. I know. And my spirit is not telling me for that reason, because they want me to let it go. They know that if I know, I would fly into a rage. They know that. So I don't know. They have a big job ahead of them. But I know there's things been done here. I know there's things been said. I know. I can feel it. I just don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it exactly. But it's only a matter of time that I'm going to find out. So you can imagine how you feel, how I feel. I've maintained a good reputation my entire life. And there's things here that have been said about me that are not even remotely true. You have to resist fighting when I can only speak for myself. I have to give up fighting just for peace for myself. When I come on here, I have to laugh. I have to not take things seriously, because if I do take it seriously, I'm going to make the situation worse. I know I'm going to make a bad situation worse. I'm going to provoke people. I'm going to say things. I'm going to be in a rage. I'm going to want to fight people energetically. I'm going to want to just not be the best version of myself. I have to be the bigger person. I have to be the first person that extends their hand and says, I gotta let it go. No part of that is easy. I worked really hard for my house, and you know that. I worked every second of every day, working hard for that house. Me and my kids, 12-hour days, 7 days a week. I never robbed anyone. I never tricked anyone. That was my dream house. So that was 12 years in the making. 12 years I've been having that in my heart that I want to do. And I could barely spend a day enjoying that place because of you. And I have to sit here and ask you peacefully to let something go with the person you use to destroy me. There is no angle. I don't actually want to do it. It wouldn't be my first choice. It wouldn't be my second choice. It wouldn't be my third choice if it were up to me. But it is not about me. It is not even about you or him. It is about the fact that we have to step out of God's way, because this is important enough to God. The gods. It is important enough that they would get rid of all three of us to make sure that this situation is contained properly. They have to do what they have to do because their job here is to deal with energy. We just have to play our part, all of us. We have to let it go. We have to find healing. We have to find peace. And for me to forgive this person means that I must ignore every time they do something to me. And I'm hoping in my heart that they're just trying to control themselves, and they're not, maybe they're out of control, and it's not like they're sitting there on purpose. I have to hope that that's what's happening. That's what I have to tell myself just to get through the day, not start the fighting again, not start, something that I've been struggling with for a while. I have to hope that they're at least trying. I have to trust in God, whatever God's vision of this plan is. I have to trust God, because I don't understand. Maybe that's why I got that Bible verse. I don't understand why I would suffer, and now they're helping all the people that have done this. I don't understand. Even me, I have to control myself, control what I say. Because when I still feel it's unfair. I do. But I have to trust what hopefully God has better for me. Maybe God just didn't want me to go this path. I feel like I've wasted a lot of my time and my effort and my money and my energy. Anybody would be upset. I have to withhold my tongue. This is the best I can do. This is the best self-control I can find to say this gently, because they are forcing me to be gentle with the situation. So everybody here is very angry. And everybody here has to do a lot of work to just maintain peace, a peaceful environment. Things grow in peace. Things die when there's constant war and fighting. That's all I think about when I start getting upset again. That's all I think about. Every time I get upset, my spirit holds me back, and they're like, don't start again. You gotta be the one that just stops. Don't start again. I think if I was the target and I can stop fighting, that everybody else here can stop fighting. If I was the moving target, didn't see me as a person, didn't see me even as a woman, treated me like a man, and then asking me to behave like a woman. Oh, you behave like a man? Yeah, because you treat me like a man. You saw me as a target. You guys threw every bomb that you had at me. So this is the best that I can do considering the situation. I don't want money from anyone. I don't want apologies of anyone. I don't want anyone to make peace with me personally and tell me that, don't give me anything. That's not my place. That's not what I was sent for. I just have to communicate on behalf of God, on behalf of the energy that I carry is very, very serious with me about communicating this, because they have to say it through me. They cannot say it for themselves to you, because they cannot reach you. In this kind of anger, they cannot reach you. In this mood that you're in, they cannot reach you. You're blocking. Even me, myself, I need a minute sometimes, because I'm like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Whose side are you guys on now? So do with it whatever you will, honestly. You want to know the truth is, every once in a while my tongue slips and I say they should get rid of him, every once in a while. And then I have to pull myself back and say, no, this would not be the right thing. So this really would not be the right thing. It really wouldn't. Energetically, that is the point of this whole thing, is to get your attention. We have all been going the wrong way, and we see where it's leading to. It's nowhere good. So the message here, I think this is the third time that I've been pushed to give the same message, is to just take your hands off of him. I'm not saying don't watch him. I'm not saying don't try to track them down, find out where they are, whatever, but just, you can't take their life. I don't think Spirit's gonna let you take their life. I don't think they want to, but I don't think Spirit wants a problem with you guys either. I don't think they wouldn't have me say this if they wanted a problem with you guys. If they wanted to fight, they wouldn't have me communicating to you guys. But you guys gotta step back and just notice I didn't say step back for me. I know you follow me everywhere. You guys have people everywhere you think I would go. You have trackers on my car. You have this person you guys sent here. He's weak and he's sick now. You guys have people all over. They're very nervous as well. They're very scared. I go on one street, I see every single one of them. You notice I didn't ask you to stop following me. I didn't ask you to stop trying to block my business. I didn't ask anything from me. Do you notice? You do whatever you want to do as far as it goes. If you don't see the evidence of your actions yet, nothing I say can make you see it. Because if I come here and I tell you, please stop with me, you're going to think that's my angle. I want it to stop. I don't need to ask you to stop. You will make your own decision. You're going to do what you want to do anyway. Because for 2 years it's gone bad and you're still pushing them to do this anyway. I don't need to tell you to stop with me. I'm just telling you his life. That's all I'm here to talk about, is just his life right now in this energy. The way he has the spirit on him, he cannot go like this. That's all. I don't know about when he's cleaned. I don't know anything. I wasn't given any more details than that. If you know about spirits, they don't talk. They don't talk a lot. They're very short. The only thing that is important, he cannot leave with this thing attached to him. They want the thing attached to him. They need him to clean that thing off of him. That's all it comes down to. You guys want to live inside of my house, to keep your eyes on me for a man that I have no desire for. Even if I did at one point, I can no longer, because he is energetically attached to you, and you would be able to ruin my life through him. When they send, they're trying to, the practitioner, his way is he attaches to what you love, and he sends you all of these, they summon your spirit by trying to make you attracted, desire. You don't have to have physical contact, you just have to desire something else. They're trying to make me desire this old person, and as soon as I do that, they get my energy. I have to make sure I don't feel anything for this past person. It's dangerous for me. They will call on my business phone and they will put his numbers, all the numbers from his phone on the phone call from Germany, from wherever. They're, because they think it's not working when they do it on the road. They think it's not working when they do it in other ways. They're trying to summon my energy. This is the only way, the last resort to get control of the situation. You're trying to protect something that I cannot want. Even if I want to want it, I cannot. It's spiritually dangerous for me. I need you guys to understand the things. Maybe you don't understand how the practitioner's working. Maybe, I don't know. I can't tell. Because if people understand what's going on, they don't do things to hurt their own self. So I don't know. Just like I didn't know that you spoke English. I thought you only spoke Portuguese. I didn't know you spoke English. Because when I was with him, he was speaking to you on the phone in Portuguese. So I assumed that you only speak Portuguese. I guess it was so that I wouldn't understand. But I'm just telling you, I cannot still desire anything from the past because you guys would have a hold on me. No family members, no friends. There is no possibility to get close to me again. I don't trust you the same way you don't trust me. We don't trust each other. It's not needed here. But all I can do is plead to you on behalf of the energy that is already inside of your camp, already inside of your house, that they don't have a position one way or the other on you guys personally. I know that tarot readers are saying whatever they're saying. I have to stop watching tarot too because tarot upsets me. It pisses me off more. It's not helping me, so I have to leave it alone. But I'm just saying to you, this is not in your best interest to continue on with. I have to say it because I know you won't listen to anyone around you because they did lie to you. You have just, you're right to not trust them. I wouldn't trust them. But you can't trust anybody that you get with money. You know that. If somebody comes in and you do something with them and they're only there for money, you can't trust them. They're money hungry. I don't work like that. I don't want anybody's money. I don't want gifts. I don't want to control of anything. I don't want anything from you guys whatsoever. In fact, I would love to be left alone. That's what I would prefer. Out of all of this, I don't want anything back. I bought my house the first time. I did what I did for myself the first time I could do it myself. I don't want anything from anyone. It's time for us to walk away, all of us, from this situation. And it's just best not to provoke each other constantly, to fight with each other constantly, to blame each other constantly, and to just look at it as water under the bridge, like a loss. Everybody here took a loss. Everybody here thinks that they're the person that took the biggest loss. We don't know. Maybe you guys know, I don't know. But either way, the fighting cannot continue because clearly I'm still hurt by the situation, but I'm doing my best, and that's how it has to look. You're still gonna be pissed off about it. You're still gonna want, you're gonna want blood for sure. It's natural. It's natural. You're sending money, you're expecting something to be done, you're trusting people, and the thing that you didn't want to happen happens anyways. I understand that. So I'm not going to tell you no. I'd be unrealistic if I tell you but just his life for now is all that I've been asked to say. And hopefully you don't think there's some kind of tactic, because this person and I are not capable of being friends, or this is a hard situation. very, very hard situation emotionally. Emotionally. You don't know. That's all I'm gonna say. You don't know. And he still provokes me every day. Every day. Every day. Just this morning, today, all the time. All the time. And he's not getting paid for it, and the job cannot be done. So you can only imagine. So this is where I'm gonna leave it. This is exhausting. This whole thing is exhausting. I think we need to let it go, because I think we're all I hope we're all exhausted. I know he's exhausted. I'm exhausted. You must be exhausted. This must be one of those nightmare problems that is going to continue unless it gets addressed properly. Sometimes it's not worth what is going to be lost with going forward with these situations that are not worth any of our time. It's not worth our time anymore. And I don't know if you guys are the ones that are still doing things. I don't know if he's still doing things. But I know he's still doing things for sure. I can, I can tell when it's him. But it's like, let this guy heal, because I don't have confidence that he's gonna heal. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's hard. I think it's hard. I didn't have any demons on me, and this took almost a year for me, just short of a year. I would say, what, 10 months or something like that, like more than 8, more than just January. This took a long time, and it's not done. It's not done. You can clearly see that it's not done. I'm not done. I know I'm not done. I used to think that I'm done. I know I'm not, until I can get to the point where I'm not upset at it. This is not something that I think me getting my life back is going to necessarily fix. It's not something I think if I started making all this money in the world is going to fix. It's not like that. I used to think it was like that. Well, if I just move on, it'll be okay. I used to think that. I'm not sure anymore. I'm not sure. 2 years is a long time to go through this kind of thing. So don't expect yourself to be happy and like love people tomorrow. That's not how that looks. It just means that you have to commit to the decision that you're going to hold your people back. That's it. When you fly into a rage, as it's normal to do, that you're going to commit that you're just not going to do it, because it makes more sense, and it makes sense for you. It makes sense for you. You cannot let this person back in your organization. You cannot let people like this work with you, because these things come with their own agenda all the time. Their agenda is, they come nice. You guys know this. This is your tactic. They come nice, they come as a friend, but in the back of their mind, they come to take over. They come to trap. This is what this energy, how it works. And it's going to work the same way inside when it gets inside. You guys invited it inside, or I don't know if it's always been inside. I don't know how it works. I don't know the history here, but carrying an energy like this was a desperate measure. In a normal circumstance, someone would have time to think that this is a bad idea. There was no time here for this person clearly to think about this being the worst possible idea, because this is not a regular energy. Anyway, that's all I have to say, because sometimes I tend to go on with it. Hopefully you listen to reason. Hopefully you get calm. I know that's not easy. I know that's asking a lot for you to be calm in where you feel justified to be upset. I know that's not an easy thing to ask you. And, it's a shame that no one came to me directly. It's a shame I've never met you, but at least now I know what you look like. And I can assure you, I don't feel one way about you, one way or the other. I feel nothing. I don't necessarily, I'm not happy about the situation. If I think deeply about it, yes, I can get upset. But on my day-to-day, I don't really care. I don't think about it. So you don't have to worry about hiding and all. Like, I could care less. Honestly. I don't know, because I don't know you. I don't have strong feelings either way. I'm not saying I like you, but I definitely don't not like you. I don't know you at all. I don't, this is the first for me yesterday. So it's a shame. Like, you know, usually when you meet people and they're spiritually connected, you want to make peace with them. You don't want to be at odds with people like this. You want to, these are the people that you want to make peace with. These are the people you want to, if you can't be close with them, you don't want to be their enemy. So we should not be enemies. At best, we should just all walk away from this situation. But that is your decision at the end of the day. Stop thinking that I am sending anything your way because I don't know you. I have to be able, if I were to, these practitioners, if they do work on you, they cannot just not know you at all. It's not possible. They don't know if you're a man, a woman, young, old, short, tall. They have to know you. They need your items, they need your DNA, they need your picture, they need your face, they need your energy. They have to direct something somewhere. If I don't know you, how do I direct things at you? You guys got to be realistic in some of the stuff that you guys are thinking. When people think their life is in danger, they're going to say anything. I don't know you. Now I can see you, but I don't know you before. I could care less, honestly. You see what I'm doing? Am I out to take over the world and be the richest person? No, I'm trying to work on one little thing that I have. So anyway, that's all I got to say for today. Have yourself a great day.